So good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, here we are about to start the session. So just give me a minute, I will upload the PDF for today's session. It has been uploaded on our Telegram group. Just give me a minute. We are about to start. अभी इस सेशन को शुरू करेंगे. चलिए. It has been uploaded on our Telegram group. You can download that particular PDF. विवेक, प्रांजल, अजय, विक्की, विवेक, संग्राम, प्रीति, सुप्रीत, निसार, साई तेजा, गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल. So as you can see on the screen, this statement was made by Plato, and I have taken this from your 2015 mains GS4. This statement says that we can easily forgive a child who is afraid of dark. The real tragedy of life is when the men are afraid of light. So it is saying that we can easily forgive a child who is afraid of dark. The real tragedy of the life is when men are afraid of light. What exactly does it mean? So it means that the problem is not that we are inadequate. Child is inadequate. Okay, child की limitation ज़्यादा होती है, child inadequate होता है, ठीक है ना. Child is inadequate, child has more limitations. So it means that the problem is not that we are inadequate, क्योंकि child को तो हम आप माफ कर सकते हैं, बच्चे को तो माफ कर सकते हैं. The problem is that we don't want to move out of our comfort zone. As an adult, we don't want to move out of our comfort zone, and it is applicable everywhere. ये हर जगह देखने को मिल रहा है that we don't want to come out of our comfort zone and improve on our limitation. And this is what Plato termed as real tragedy. ये मेन ट्रेजेडी है हमारी. Because if you are weak, if you have issues in some areas, definitely you can work upon them. जहां पे कमियां नजर आती हैं वहां पे आप काम कर सकते हो, and you can remove those weaknesses. You can easily remove those weaknesses. You can improve in those areas, okay, by constantly working on them. बिल्कुल ये कर सकते हो आप. However, those weaknesses cannot be realized जहां पे हमारा will नहीं है काम करने का. So if we don't have a will to work, definitely we cannot eradicate वीकनेसेस इन दोज एरियाज, उस एरियाज में आप कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं कर सकते हो, बिकॉज वी वॉन्ट कंफर्ट इन आवर लाइफ, हमें कंफर्टेबल लाइफ चाहिए. ओके, वी डोंट वांट चैलेंजेस, हमें चैलेंजेस नहीं चाहिए, हमें कंफर्टेबल लाइफ चाहिए. दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर, दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर. And we don't even realize that okay, that pain that we are going to bear is going to be temporary. वो पेन तो टेम्परेरी है और हम वो भूल जाते हैं, वो पेन तो टेम्परेरी है और हम वो भूल जाते हैं. So this is a major point that you have to understand. This is what Plato wants to say. This is what Plato wants to say. So now let's get into the main paper and try to figure it out what exactly is there for us. देखते हैं मेन पेपर क्या है आज का. So here we are now, singers killing planned from Tihar jail. This is what police is saying. So this is about Sidhu Moosewala. So I really feel sad for the fans, but you have to understand there are some other aspects. Okay, one is the law and order situation. Now it is really important that police should do something to maintain, to give confidence to the masses. जनता के बीच में confidence जाना चाहिए. Okay, that police is able to protect them. Otherwise, it's a really sad affair. A famous personality has been killed. So the message that it is giving is that your police is inadequate to provide security and safety to the people of the state. भाई आपकी पुलिस काम नहीं कर रही है. This is what it is showing. Other than that, you have to understand one thing, like this gun culture is very dangerous. Okay, this gun culture is very dangerous and we should not, you can say, support or publicize the gun culture. हमें celebrate नहीं करना चाहिए gun culture. तो देखते हैं पुलिस क्या काम करेगी यहाँ पे. Okay, already it is showing that the killing was planned in Tihar jail. Means how just by sitting in the jails, your criminals, they can still work upon their plans. Another point is that it is appearing that jails are not a place to, you can say, bring transformation in individuals. कि भी individuals खुद को बदलते नहीं हैं जेल्स के अंदर, ऐसा हो रहा है यहाँ पे. ठीक है ना, ऐसा हो रहा है यहाँ पे. Okay, so this is a significant point here. Sir, how many students selected from Raj Malhotra IAS? See, we already shared the names of 5 students, okay, and we are in touch with some of our aspirants, yet some of the new names have to be, you can say, found. उनसे पूछना पड़ेगा कि उनका selection हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ. So management must be working upon that. Management उस पे काम कर रहा होगा. Okay, so this is how it is. So women top civil services exam, it's a good development. And in the top 5 you have 3 women there. Okay, but if you look into the overall selection, 177 women are there out of 685. 177 women are there. Now this is what you have to understand, like this needs to be improved, because representation of women in these power arenas, ठीक है ना, जहाँ पे पावर इकट्ठी हो रही है, जहाँ पे पावर है, वहाँ पे एटलीस्ट वुमेन का रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए, बिकॉज बाय दैट दे विल बी द, यू कैन से, रोल मॉडल फॉर रेस्ट ऑफ द वुमेन. वो बाकी वुमेन के लिए रोल मॉडल हो जाएंगी. ठीक है ना, ये चीज़ बहुत ज़रूरी है. ओके, सो दिस इज़ व्हाट we have as a fact, and it is also important that we keep on fighting for our, you can say, dreams, because if we are not fighting, definitely our dreams will not be achieved. तो सबसे बेसिक चीज़ क्या है, वो लड़ते रहने की जो है एक आदत होनी चाहिए आप में. ओके, सो यू शुड कीप ऑन फाइटिंग. So Cupid Diligo is saying, sir, if that murder was planned from jail, the jail need to investigate. So yes, the investigation is also being done in the jail. Delhi police is also investigating the matter in Tihar jail. वहाँ पे भी चल रहा है. वासु तोमर, sir, if someone convicted for a crime while in jail, can his or her sentence be increased? Definitely, definitely. See, you need to understand the charges are framed under IPC. Okay, so initially एक बार आपको सजा मिल गई, ठीक है ना, that under one of the section you are imprisoned. Now there are multiple, you can say, sections that are existing and case may be pending. उन चीजों पे केस बिल्कुल पेंडिंग हो सकता है. whenever the conviction will come whenever the conviction will come, थिंग्स विल बी एडेड, चीजें ऐड हो जाती हैं, ठीक है ना. सो इस तरीके से चलता है. ओके, बट सर समटाइम फीलिंग फियर ड्यूरिंग द प्रिपरेशन, I can understand, this is the human nature. Okay, so if someone is having fear in his mind while in preparation, so I would like to share one thing here, that it means that you are a living creature. Okay, you are not a robot, you are a living creature and you have the chance to prepare, you have the chance to clear. तो अगर आपके अंदर डर है, इट मीन्स दैट यू आर सिंसियर स्टूडेंट. ओके, दैट यू नो द वर्थ ऑफ योर एफर्ट, आप अपने एफर्ट की वर्थ जानते हो, दैट वट वैल्यू इट इज गोइंग टू ब्रिंग टू यू. सो इट मीन्स दैट if you are fearful, then definitely you will be dedicated towards your studies. But I am saying that fear should not run over our mind. हमारे दिमाग में नहीं चढ़ना चाहिए वो डर. थोड़ा डर अच्छा रहता है, बिकॉज यू विल बी डिसिप्लिन्ड, यू विल बी अटेंटिव, यू विल बी गोल ओरिएंटेड. आप गोल हमेशा अपने सामने रखोगे. ओके, फ्रॉम दैट एस्पेक्ट इट इज फाइन. बट यू शुड नॉट अलाउ टू you should not allow fear to run over your mind. Then your efficiency will go down. Anxiety हो जाएगा, efficiency कम हो जाएगा. वो चीज हमें नहीं चाहिए. तो जितना काम का है fear उतना हमें रखना है. Rest all is not required. Okay. So this is the point that you have to understand. Now, other than that, there is another news. Enforcement Directorate arrests Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain. Okay. So this is the new development, and he has been imprisoned under हवाला ट्रांजैक्शन. ओके, सो इनके ऊपर हवाला का केस यहाँ पे लगाया गया है. ठीक है जी. नाउ हवाला, यू कैन से, इज एन अरेंजमेंट इन विच वी बाईपास द फॉर्मल ट्रांजैक्शनल चैनल. ओके, तो जो आपका फॉर्मल ट्रांजैक्शनल चैनल होता है, फॉर्मल चैनल की बात करें तो प्राइमरीली बैंकिंग नेटवर्क, सो इसको आप बाईपास कर देते हो. ओके, means you are not following this formal banking channel, and it will be bypassed. So when a thing will be bypassed, that transaction will not be recorded in government records. वो transaction का कोई भी record नहीं होगा government record के अंदर. Okay, so this is called हवाला, इसको बोलते हैं हवाला. Now how is this done? Okay, so you need to understand this is also a network based crime. Okay, so ये भी एक network based crime है, because you will be requiring a network. Now I would like to tell you this thing. So in Delhi, okay, there are hawala agents that are sitting. हवाला agents जो हैं वो यहाँ पे बैठते हैं. Okay, now if you want to do the transaction और आपको पैसे पहुँचाने हैं say Hong Kong. Okay, so Hong Kong में you need to, you can say, send the money. Now what will you do? You are person A and you want that money should reach B person who is sitting in Hong Kong. So what will you do? You will go to hawala agent in Delhi. Okay, you will give him say 10 lakh rupees. आपने 10 लाख रुपए दिए in cash. ठीक है ना, everything will be done in cash. You gave 10 lakh rupees to that person and you wanted that equivalent amount of dollar should be given to B. So what will happen? That agent will contact the other agent in Hong Kong. Hong Kong में एक और agent बैठा होगा. Okay, they will have their own arrangement and that agent will hand over the money to B. वो agent जो है वो पैसा B को भेज देगा. Now here we are not using the formal transactional network. हमने banking network का कोई इस्तेमाल नहीं किया है. Okay, through this particular network you are transferring money from A to B. A से B पे पैसा पहुंच गया and this particular whole transaction will be done as hawala transaction. Okay, ये हवाला transaction होती है. Now why this is primarily done? We know that this illegal transfer of money is used by, this network is used by criminals. वो इसका यूज करते हैं because nothing will come in record. रिकॉर्ड में कुछ भी नहीं आएगा, सरकारी रिकॉर्ड में कुछ भी नहीं आया, मतलब गवर्नमेंट वहां पे कुछ भी एक्शन नहीं ले सकती है. ओके, गवर्नमेंट कोई एक्शन नहीं ले पाएगी. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम, दिस विल बी द प्रॉब्लम. नाउ अदर देन दैट it is also used by say मनी लॉन्डरर्स, जो मनी लॉन्डर करना चाहते हैं वो, एंड ऑल्सो बाय दोज इंडिविजुअल्स हु डोंट वांट टू पे टैक्स, जो टैक्स नहीं पे करना चाहते, एज द ट्रांजैक्शन विल नॉट बी रिकॉर्डेड, अगर कोई चीज रिकॉर्ड नहीं होगी मतलब उसके ऊपर टैक्स भी नहीं लगेगा, ओके, उसके ऊपर टैक्स भी नहीं लगेगा. So this is how things are done, and definitely government don't want such practices to prevail in India. Okay, तो ये हमारे लिए थोड़ा खतरा है. There are other reports where Aam Aadmi Party is saying that because he was made election in charge of Himachal Pradesh, that's why this is the political vendetta that has been carried out by the BJP government. Okay, so this is how things are going on. ये चलता रहता है. So let's move to the next part now. Next we are going to discuss the editorial. सीधा editorial discuss करेंगे. Okay, today's editorial has been written by M.K. Narayanan, the former National Security Advisor, and he's pointing few things about India's security arrangement. Okay, so he's saying that doses of statecraft to meet India's challenges. Now there are some challenges that are existing, and there are few things that have increased because of the present crisis that is going on across the world. Okay, so he's saying that we know that Ukraine-Russia war is going on. Okay, Ukraine-Russia war is going on, and what can happen because of this particular war, whatever transitional issues that were prevailing in India, उससे ध्यान हट गया है. Okay, so that our attention is not there on the traditional problems that we used to face. जो ट्रेडिशनल हमारे इश्यूज होते थे हम उसके ऊपर ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हैं. दिस इज व्हाट ही इज सेइंग. ओके, सो ही इज सेइंग दैट इट इज क्लियर दैट ग्रैंड स्ट्रेटजी, ग्रैंड सिंप्लीफिकेशन एंड हायर मेजर्स ऑन सिक्योरिटी आर नॉट द आंसर्स. So the point is that just by policy making we are not going to give solution. Policy implementation should also be our focus. Okay, हमारा फोकस पॉलिसी इंप्लीमेंटेशन पे भी होना चाहिए. The problem in India is this: we are really good at policy making. So when it comes to security, हमारे पास बहुत सारे documents, बहुत सारे laws हैं. But when it comes to implementation, we are really poor. हमारा implementation बहुत ही poor है. That's the important point here. Okay, so war in Europe involving Russia, Ukraine, NATO and all, ठीक है ना, ये सब headline में है. Because and this has led to, you can say, the putting Indian security at the back burner because nothing is in news. इसके बारे में कोई न्यूज में बात नहीं हो रही है. It means that we have kept that at the back burner. उसके ऊपर कोई हम ध्यान भी नहीं दे रहे हैं. And that's the major problem. So they are saying that forces threatening the state have lately become nimbler in adopting new technology and the modes of warfare. It means that the organizations which are going to cause trouble for you, they are working on their technology. वो अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी पे काम कर रहे हैं. They are reforming themselves, they are modernizing themselves. Okay, so this is how things are there in India. ये सारी चीजें हैं, and it's a major security, you can say, threat for us. We already know that we have many enemies. बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम है यहाँ पे जो चल रही हैं. Okay, so that's why it is important that we need to work upon some areas, and other areas are this. So you have to find the political solutions. जितना हो सके political solutions find करो. Okay, because there are some troubles that are there in north east जहाँ पे insurgency वगैरह है. जितना हो सके हमें जो है political statement, उसको political solution जो है वो find करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so this is how it is. And further they are saying that just by making policy is not sufficient. You have to work on implementation of the policies and program, that the implementation should be best. Okay, now things that they are saying is that Jammu Kashmir, definitely we are facing the problem of terrorism, and that terrorism is sponsored by Pakistan. Okay, so state sponsored Pakistan based terrorism is going on in Jammu and Kashmir. Later on, if you see that at present with revocation of Article 370, okay, it has been observed that the militants are getting some local support. ये सबसे ज्यादा खतरनाक है, ठीक है ना. इफ देर इज सम लोकल सपोर्ट टू द मिलिटेंट्स, देन दैट इज अ वेरी डेंजरस ट्रेंड, बिकॉज मोर एंड मोर लोकल्स दे विल बी ज्वाइनिंग द टेरर एक्टिविटी, दे विल बी ज्वाइनिंग द वायलेंस एक्टिविटी. सो वो चीज हमें नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है ना. एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट हैज बीन फाउंड दैट एट प्रेजेंट होम ग्रोन मिलिटेंट्स आर इंक्रीजिंग. ओके, तो पाकिस्तान से भी मिलिटेंट आते हैं, फाइटर्स आते हैं, एंड हेयर दे आर सेइंग दैट दिस इज व्हाट वी डोंट वांट. जो होम ग्रोन है वो हमारे लिए ज़्यादा डेंजरस है, ठीक है ना, क्योंकि उनका पब्लिक सेंटिमेंट्स जुड़ जाते हैं उनके साथ. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ थिंग्स आर देयर, एंड दिस इज अ चैलेंज फॉर योर पुलिस एंड योर सिक्योरिटी एजेंसी. तो ये एक चैलेंज हमारा एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है. अदर चैलेंज दैट दे आर सेइंग इज दिस Maoism and Naxalism. Okay, they are still acting as a major challenge for us because they have this ideological link. And Maoists, they are known for their ideology and the brutal killings that they carry out. So it is also a major challenge, biggest challenge that is existing. So I can still recall Manmohan Singh, our former prime minister. He has once said that Maoism, Naxalism, that's a major threat for India's security. तो आपके फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने भी ये बात एक्नॉलेज की थी एक टाइम पे, ठीक है ना. तो ये चीज हमें मालूम होनी चाहिए. ओके, एंड अदर देन दैट, दिस एट प्रेजेंट दे आर सेइंग दैट like there are pro Khalistani groups which are active in Punjab. Okay, in northeast there are many groups that are resurging. So you have ULFA, United Liberation Front of Assam. It is working on its research. ये वापस आना चाहते हैं. So this is how things are dangerous. In south there are chances that LTTE, Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, their activity may increase in Tamil Nadu. Okay, because this organization LTTE was responsible for assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. तो राजीव गांधी को मारने के पीछे जो है ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन थी. एंड वी नो दैट इन द सिविल वॉर इन श्रीलंका. ओके, श्रीलंका में देयर वाज वन सिविल वॉर that ended in 2009, and with that the LTTE was completely removed. But still people are saying that as Sri Lankan economy is not good, they are under the economic crisis, so LTTE may be revived. LTTE जो है वो शायद revive हो जाए, and at that point you can easily figure it out. It is not what India wants. ये हमारे लिए भी ठीक नहीं है, ना कि श्रीलंका के लिए ठीक है. So this is what the problem is there at present. So we'll move to the next part. So in this next editorial, it is talking about importance of data specifically linked to the poor parents. Okay, so जो poor parents होती हैं उनके related जो data है, that how they are sending their children to the school, whether they are sending it or not, all those data are crucial because they are the major beneficiaries. और आप अपनी policy making से उनको टारगेट करना चाहते हो. ओके, सो दिस इज व्हाट दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. नाउ इफ दे आर नॉट, यू कैन से मेंशन, अगर यहाँ पे कहीं पे भी उनका मेंशन नहीं होगा, so it means that you will not be able to identify it. Okay, you will not be able to identify the problem ever. आपको कभी प्रॉब्लम समझ में भी नहीं आएगी. So that's why it's a major challenge. It's a major challenge. Okay, so this is what we have to figure it out. This is what we have to figure it out. Okay, now there are other things that are there. So here we have this news, epic contest between Ruto and Odinga. So this is the other news that is there, and along with that this data thing they pointed out. Okay, so from this particular thing we will not go in detail, but there is a prelims related content. Okay, because here you will come to know about some of the tribes that are existing, some of the tribes, some of the ethnic groups. So these are the ethnic groups which are existing in Kenya. ये कीनिया में exist करते हैं. Okay, so this is what should be known to us. So here the news is about contenders like William Ruto and Raila Odinga. So they are the major contestants for the president election in Kenya. Okay, वहाँ पे president election होने, तो they are the major contestant. So they are saying that for the first time since Kenya's independence, Kikuyu has not emerged as the main presidential candidate. Kikuyu is an ethnic group. Okay, so these all are the ethnic groups of Sri Lanka, or not of Sri Lanka, sorry, Kenya. They all are ethnic groups of Kenya. So Kikuyu is there, Kalenjin is there, and Luo is there. So these three ethnic groups, and there are many more, but primarily this particular editorial is about these three. Okay, so Kikuyu, Kalenjin, Luo, they are the ethnic groups of Kenya. So ये चीज हमें याद रखनी है यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना. This is what we have to remember. This is what this editorial is pointing towards. Okay, so we'll move to the next part now. Another important editorial, because this is linked to your health and it is giving some classic information regarding the use of tobacco. Okay, tobacco se related you will get lot of facts and that you will be using in your GS paper 3 answer. Okay, GS3 में कोई क्वेश्चन अगर टबैको पे आता है, so you will be using these particular facts. You can note down these particular facts and you will be using it. Okay, now they are saying that, like, as per the second global adult tobacco survey, 28% of all adults in India, they use tobacco, second only to China. Okay, so first one is China, second is India. So this particular fact is important for your prelims. अपने prelims के लिए important है. Then they are saying that survey said 42% of men and 14% of women, they use tobacco, both the smokeless form and like smoke from cigarette, bidi, etc. In 1987, WHO marked World No Tobacco Day to bring attention to the ill effects of tobacco. Okay, so 31st May was celebrated as World No Tobacco Day to create awareness among masses. Now, this year the theme is poisoning our planet. This report has been published and it has given some highlights. Now, these are really important highlights for you. So they are saying that in 2021, smoking killed around 8 million people. But tobacco is not just a bane for human health. 8 million people were killed because of smoking. Now, you can easily figure it out how it was a big loss for the economy. Okay, economy के लिए कितना loss है, कितना बड़ा loss है for the family. The whole family will be impacted. Another point is this, according to WHO, 600 million trees are chopped down annually to make cigarettes. Now this is really very alarming. 600 million trees, they are chopped down. 600 million, it's a huge number. So you can easily figure it out that how it is damaging our environment. What about the carbon sequestration? Carbon dioxide को रोकने का क्या तरीका है? So 84 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions are released into atmosphere. 22 billion liter of water are used to make cigarettes. 22 billion liter पानी लगता है. So that's why it is really very alarming. Okay, so you can easily figure it out. These are the new eye openers. ये आपके लिए eye opener है, ठीक है ना? So that's why they are saying that, like, they are causing environmental cost as well, because the production requires lot of resources. पानी पूरा का पूरा यूज कर लेते हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना? So that's why it's a major challenge. That's why it's a major challenge. So you have cigarette butts, packaging, plastic pouches, okay, smokeless tobacco, batteries, etc. They all are polluting your environment. And India is the second largest producer of tobacco and produces about 800 million kg annually. So major producer भी India है, okay. About 6 million farmers and 20 million farm laborers, they work in tobacco farming across 15 states in India. So what it is showing is that we have to find the solution, but that solution has to be found keeping in mind their livelihood. इनकी livelihood के बारे में भी हमें ध्यान रखते हुए कोई solution निकालना है, okay? Because arbitrarily you cannot say that we should stop the cultivation of tobacco. कि tobacco का cultivation बंद कर देना चाहिए, okay? Arbitrary नहीं होगा. You have to first provide the solution arrangement for their livelihood. Then you can think about working something, okay? So you can persuade farmers to move to other crops. Farmer को थोड़ा persuade करो बाकी crops लगाने के लिए, okay? So this is what it is. This is what it is. So we'll move to the next part now. Next part of editorial talks about the development that is going on in Ukraine, okay? So they are discussing the status of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, where it is standing. So when this war started, we were expecting it to over as early as possible, but since 100 days are over now, okay, and the war is still continuing, so experts are saying that as West is successfully प्रोवाइडिंग आर्म्स टू यूक्रेन, ओके, तो बाकी जगहों से हथियार आ रहे हैं, सो वॉर में प्रोलॉन्ग टू 1 ईयर, 1 साल तक लड़ाई चल सकती है. So this is what they are coming out with, and that's why it's a really tough thing. So right now the situation is like this. If you can see, majoritarily 80% of the southern part and the eastern part of Ukraine is already under the Russian occupation. The point is that Russia wants to capture whole of the southern part so that Ukraine will lose the connectivity with Black Sea. कि यूक्रेन की ब्लैक सी के ऊपर कनेक्टिविटी जो है वो खत्म हो जाए, इट विल एंड, एंड दिस इज व्हाट रशियंस वांट, because this will be the added advantage to them as they will have dominance in the whole of Black Sea. So things are going on. Already we know that multiple rounds of talks have been conducted to end the war, but everything is at the dead end. सब कुछ dead end पे चल रहा है, ठीक है ना. So already Ukraine has shown the willingness to continue this war as they are getting artillery weapons from the West. US is also supplying weapons and other things to Ukraine. This shows that both the parties, they don't have any plan to end this war. भाई किसी का कोई प्लान नहीं है इस वॉर को एंड करने का, ये चैलेंज चल रहा है यहाँ पे. ओके, सो बोथ दीज प्लेयर्स दे डोंट हैव एनी प्लान टू एंड दिस वॉर. That's why it's a major crisis. And as I told you, as Russian idea of blockade of Ukraine's seaport, it is threatening your food security, global food security. सब कुछ global food security जो है उस पर डिपेंड करता है, ठीक है ना. So this is the point. ये चीज समझना जरूरी है. Now Vicky Gautam is asking a doubt. Vicky Gautam is saying, sir, what should government do? Okay, so I just discussed this particular editorial of lungs, trees and sin stocks. Okay, now what government can do here? See, you need to understand one thing. Government announces minimum support price. Okay, so if you want farmers to move away from tobacco cultivation, okay, tobacco से दूर करना है उनको, some other crop, we can definitely use the tool of MSP, because if we are increasing the MSP, अगर आप MSP increase कर देते हो, so farmer will move towards that crop. This is what government can do. This is what government can do. In this way we can definitely provide some alternative. आप एक alternative provide करोगे, ऐसा alternative होगा that even the farmer will not lose anything and even the farm labor will not lose anything, because that labor will be working on the new crop. वो नई crop पे काम करने लग जाएगी. So this is what government can do. Is it clear, Vicky? Is it clear? So that's the point. So now again we'll continue this. Okay, so this was over what Russians want. That's the game of the past now. So there is another explainer which is talking about India's changing goalpost over coal. I am saying that can we completely done away with coal? क्या आप completely coal से दूर जा सकते हो? Okay, can we completely give up coal? That's the question mark here. And the answer is that no, it is not possible. So at present, why there is so much buzz about coal? Because Coal India Limited, okay, is importing coal. Coal India Limited जो है वो coal को import करने वाला है to handle the present crisis that is there. So this is a major development, and it means that when you look into coal, it is one of the major polluters. बहुत ही गंदा होता है ये, एक major polluter होता है. Okay, so ideally it was suggested that we should move away from it. सही बात तो यही है कि we should move away from it, but as I told you, it is not that easy. इतना आसान नहीं है, because alternatives that are there, some of them are not even practical and others are difficult to, you can say, implement. बाकी चीजों को implement करना भी थोड़ा difficult हो सकता है, ठीक है. So this explainer is pointing towards this thing that like we have ambition to phase out coal from power generation. Okay, so how things are in India? So coal consumption needs to come down. We know that, otherwise we will not be able to achieve our target that we promised under Paris deal. तो पेरिस डील के अंदर जो हमारा टारगेट है वो हम अचीव तभी करेंगे when we will move away from coal. That's for sure. So, okay, so the power sector in India accounts 49% of the total carbon dioxide emission. कंपेयर टू द ग्लोबल एवरेज ऑफ 41%। मतलब हमारे यहाँ पे पावर जनरेशन जो है वो उसमें काफी ज्यादा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज हो रही है। ओके, and reason is that the installed capacity of coal based power generation is really very high. It is 51.5% of your power. That's the point here. Okay, so 2 लाख मेगावाट की आपके पास कैपेसिटी है टू जनरेट पावर फ्रॉम कोल, विच इज 51.5%। मतलब आज की डेट में 51.5% पावर यू आर गेटिंग इट फ्रॉम द कोल। दैट्स द पॉइंट। सो नेचुरल गैस हैज बीन डब्ड एज अ ट्रांजिशनल फ्यूल, बिल्कुल नेचुरल गैस भी बोलते हैं, बट स्टिल वी आर यूजिंग कोल बिकॉज आपकी ओवर डिपेंडेंस है उसके ऊपर, एंड एट प्रेजेंट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वी आर इंपोर्टिंग कोल। Okay, Coal India Limited is importing coal because of the major power crisis that is going on. The other question is that why is moving away from coal is more important? Because as I told you, global warming is increasing, pollution is a major cause, and carbon dioxide is a major greenhouse gas. Because coal, when we are burning coal, okay, lot of carbon dioxide is released, and coal along with the carbon dioxide also releases many poisonous gases. बहुत सारी पॉइजनस गैसेस जो हैं वो रिलीज होती हैं यहाँ पे। इफ यू कंपेयर इट विद द अदर फ्यूल, सो यू हैव नेचुरल गैस एंड पेट्रोलियम, पेट्रोल है और नेचुरल गैस है। उसके कंपैरिजन में अगर हम देखें, कोल एमिट्स नियरली ट्वाइस एज मच कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एज नेचुरल गैस एंड अबाउट 60% मोर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड देन ओल। बहुत ज्यादा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड यहाँ पे निकलती है कोल के अंदर से। ओके, एंड दे ऑल्सो लीव बिहाइंड द पार्शली बर्न्ड कार्बन पार्टिकल्स विच आर कार्सिनोजेनिक। वो जो कैंसर करने वाले पार्टिकल्स होते हैं, ठीक है ना, वो भी एटमोस्फेयर में रिलीज होते हैं। सो ऑल दीज आर द प्रॉब्लम्स दैट आर देयर, ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ कोल। आर डिपेंडेंस, एज आई टोल्ड यू, 51.5% पावर आपका कोल से आता है। ओके, इफ यू कंपेयर इट विद द अदर्स, सो फॉर नेचुरल गैस इट इज just 6.3%, okay, or renewable power accounts to 27%. So we are still very far away from the goal. जो हमारा गोल है उससे तो हम ठीक ठाक दूर हैं अभी भी। okay, a lot more have to be done. बहुत कुछ अभी करने की जरूरत है, ठीक है ना। so this is what this explainer is talking about. Okay, so Anusri is asking, people have also responsibility to remove tobacco from the society. Yes, absolutely, you are right. Okay, so both demand and supply have to be addressed. So we'll move to the next part now. आगे चलते हैं। So two Jaish-e-Mohammed militants killed during the operation. Okay, so this is what is going on, and things are good that you are identifying them and you're removing them. Can't keep quiet on Naga issue. This is again an issue going on. Peace talks are going on between Naga group, NSCN. Okay, and things are pointed out that we should, as early as possible, try to establish, you can say, some documented agreement so that this peace can have a last longer effect. बहुत लंबे टाइम तक ये चल सके, ऐसा कुछ अरेंजमेंट हमें करना चाहिए, ठीक है ना, ऐसा कुछ अरेंजमेंट हमें करना चाहिए। ओके, what Nagas are demanding, they are demanding a separate flag and a constitution. Okay, so NSCM की डिमांड है flag और constitution, so which might not be possible for India. We have also already said that whatever solution that you want to have with this problem, that solution should come under the ambit of Constitution of India. तो Constitution of India के according वो होना चाहिए। Okay, this is what we have said. And other point is that you cannot announce a separate flag and constitution for Nagaland, because if we are going to do that, then definitely other states they will also have some reservation. उनको भी कुछ ना कुछ problem हो जाएगी, ठीक है ना, उनकी भी कुछ ना कुछ problem हो जाएगी। Okay, so this is the whole problem is about. So we'll move to the next part. Okay, so here again there is nothing much. Yes, 3 UPSC women toppers who won with persistence. Okay, so this is the development, and they had a challenging journey, no doubt, but they have been able to clear this. काफी अच्छा इनका जो है effort था, and they had cleared it. Okay, so this is what the whole point is about. It's really important that we perform. Okay, तो ये काफ़ी important है कि हम यहाँ पे perform करें और बिल्कुल dedication के साथ अपनी studies के ऊपर focus करते रहें. So they have been able to achieve. So let's move to the next part now. आगे चलते हैं. So Z backs new Hong Kong chief to maintain order. Okay, so again we know that like the present Hong Kong chief, though the elections were organized, but there are some doubts over the, you can say, free and fairness of those elections. So Hong Kong में एक ऐसी गवर्नमेंट बनी है and they are saying that it is pro China, it is pro China, and this is what Chinese wanted. This is what Chinese wanted. So we already knew that there were major stuff, major you can say protests that were carried out. बहुत protest भी हुए थे वहाँ पे, and things are over now. ओके तो ये चीज़ें कुछ यहाँ पे बन रही हैं. अदर देन दैट देर इज नथिंग मच, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. ओके सो दैट्स इट फॉर द डे. So I would like to take your doubt. Okay, first your doubt. Okay, so Ajit is asking, sir, this was your point of view, but what happened in this really happened? The tobacco farmers is in a huge crisis. If production of tobacco is legal, how can you ban this? And what's about the farmer? I am not saying, first of all, I am not saying that in one day you are going to ban it. I am saying that just increase the MSP of other crops. Okay, बाकी क्रॉप्स की एमएसपी जब आप बढ़ाओगे, इट मीन्स दैट फार्मर विल बी गोइंग फॉर दैट क्रॉप. फार्मर विल बी गोइंग फॉर दैट क्रॉप. इट मीन्स दैट हिज इनकम इज गोइंग टू इंक्रीज. ओके, फार्मर की इनकम खुद ही इंक्रीज हो जाएगी. दिस इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट बैन इट. सो यू शुड बी नोइंग दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट. सो क्यूपिड लीगो सेइंग, सर फिनलैंड प्लानिंग टू डिपेंड ऑन कोल फॉर सब्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ ऑयल. ओके, सो यस, फिनलैंड is going for that. See, you need to understand why they are doing it, because they are earlier they are getting their supply lines from Russia, but right now because of this war the supply lines have been impacted. पूरा का पूरा supply line impact हुआ है. Okay, so ये चीज़ जो है ये समझनी ज़रूरी है हमारे लिए. That's why they are, say, for the temporary purpose they might be exploring some other alternatives. Okay, और आपको ये भी देखना होगा, इट इज़ ईजी टू, यू कैन से, कन्वर्ट योर ऑयल बेस्ड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन प्लांट्स टू द कोल बेस्ड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन प्लांट. थोड़ा आसान भी रहता है. दैट्स वाई दीज कंट्रीज माइट बी एक्सप्लोरिंग इट, बिकॉज अर्लियर दे वर गेटिंग नेचुरल गैस एंड ऑयल फ्रॉम रशिया, तो वहाँ से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बनता था. अब जो है वो चीज़ नहीं हो रही है. सो दिस इज द रीज़न दे माइट बी थिंकिंग ऑफ ऑल्टरनेटिव एज अ कोल. So this is what we have for today's session. So thank you very much. I guess these sessions are adding value to your preparation.